we remember where we were last session?
Weren't we about to travel? I can't remember where, but set off from the temple. We had gathered some monks, or some more gems, I should say.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Did you hear me?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys had just left the newly established port of Chichen Itza, and were traveling to just to trying to find a small little port town so the gyms could essentially have a couple of days R&R. And you guys had settled on a small port town that was across the bay from Chichen Itza. That has a long name that I refuse to try to pronounce over and over again, and so we would simply call Chavi. So you guys left off as you guys were kind of dropping anchor and coming into port into Chavi. Chavi is a pretty small but not ill-equipped port town. It kind of seems like standard fare for the area. It seems to be like, just from initial appearances, like architecturally, it looks to be a human establishment or a human settlement. Pretty simple, like mostly wood and stone, some stone construction. And there's a bit of a busy atmosphere going on the docks. There are traders kind of moving about, doing some things. It's not as busy as some other places you've been. However, Perry, I imagine you're in your usual place up in the Crow's Nest. So go ahead and give me a perception check.
18.
Okay, so you're kind of, I would say you're probably keeping a little bit of maybe a closer watchful eye out. And you notice that there are a couple of non-merchant type ships in this that are docked here at this port. The most notably being a kind of beat up looking older, like frigate style vessel that, to your eye, with the experience that you have, seems to have been forced into service as something else. The sails are seem to have been like haphazardly dyed black, and though it does not have a flag on top of the mast, it's sitting kind of funny in the water. It's almost kind of sitting like it's not sitting normally. It's almost kind of sitting funny in the water. But the ass end kind of seems a little lower than it should be.
Okay. Sounds like they got loot of some kind. All right. Let's see here. I vote that we dock and let the gyms do their thing, and then we can do some reconnaissance on this ship and see what they have, see if we can take anything.
Okay, absolutely.
All right.
If everybody's in agreement, so you guys kind of pull up, and Captain Zezel comes out of the crew quarters and kind of really loud to kind of get everyone's attention, and tells the gyms that, with the exception of the newest gyms are to stay with the ship. But all of the seasoned gyms from both the Gym Reaper and the Jimmy Chunga have earned a 48-hour pass to basically just spend their money, enjoy themselves, all kinds of stuff. Whatever they want to do, it's their weekend to kind of do whatever, and essentially, and that they'll reconvene in 2 days back at the ship, and you guys can then continue your journey. The gyms are obviously thrilled by this, and there's some whooping and cheering as they kind of scramble about. They, many of them head down below decks and get some of their effects. Make sure they got their all their coin on them and all that kind of stuff. Some of them have been at work, and so they're just wearing like their tunics and just like their shirts, and they go down and get their nicer clothes on and that sort of thing, and head out for some R&R on the town. And so yeah, the Jims pretty quickly file off the ship and head into the town. And it seems like with the energy of the Jims as they make their way into the town, you get the impression that this town might not be ready for these Jims. So yeah, you guys are kind of free to investigate the town or check out this ship. Zezel, though, is going to... Zezel says that he wants to take a little bit of time and finish up his carvings on the ship that he's kind of been working on. Since you guys get out, he wants to add a few things. He wants to add the Dragon Paladin and that sort of thing. So he gathers up his tools and begins to head below deck to work on his carvings.
Okay. So we're docked now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to call over to Jack, and I want to see if I can have him swing over to the other ship and kind of just check things out.
Absolutely. Yeah, so go ahead and roll let's just go ahead and roll animal handling. See how your guys' bond is. Let's see how well he receives what you're saying.
That's a 16.
16. All right, yeah, that's pretty good. So yeah, you kind of get the impression like, yeah, he's kind of picking up what you're putting down.
I give him a piece
somehow.
of rope first.
Yeah, absolutely. He's like fucking, and then he's just like, yeah, and he just chitters off, and you see kind of fucking grabs a fucking rope and swings across, and you see just like spider monkeys through the air, like lets go of one rope and flies through the air and grabs onto another one and just jumps. He has to jump like 5 or 6 ships this way, but you just kind of sit there watching him through the periscope as he fucking makes his way nimbly through the other ships, and then eventually lands on the raggedy sails of this dark looking ship, and makes his way down onto the deck, and you kind of lose sight of him as he kind of begins scurrying around. But after a few moments of you kind of like trying to see, where is he? Where did he go? Did he go below deck? You see him kind of come flying up out of the from somewhere, like a shot, and you see 2 humans, like 2 very, very scraggly looking, like the saltiest of sea dogs, come scrambling up, like chasing him, and he's like way faster than them, totally taunting them, and he just fucking like he just very nimbly dodges them and kind of bounces around, climbs up the mast a little bit, chitters at them, and kind of then climbs up and hops over to the next ship. And eventually makes his way across the ships back to you, and kind of begins like chittering in a way that kind of gives you the impression that they're a bunch of brokies. Like, that ship is fucking raggedy. Like, he's kind of like giving you like almost disgusted little chitters that give you the impression that ship is definitely fucked up.
I'm gonna call for Vinkin.
Yeah, I was about
and
to
have
say.
him speak with him, because he's trying to. I imagine he's trying to tell me something, and I'm just not grasping it.
Yeah.
I ask. I say, "Hey Timmy, what's wrong? Are you stuck in a well?"
The Jack gives you a slightly indignant look. As he as you wait, I'm imagining you're casting with speak with animals or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, and so he says, "No, that ship is fucked up. It smells bad. It's got holes in it. There's water all on the lower decks, and there's nothing they have nothing on board that ship, hardly at all. It's very, very raggedy. It looks like it's been sitting there where it's sitting now for months.
He says, "No habla inglés, no bueno."
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna toss him another piece of bread and just have him go up to the crow's nest.
Yeah, he fucking gleefully accepts the bread and fucking crawls right up to the back up to the crow's nest. You kind of hear him up there munching away.
Cool. Well, I guess we're gonna head into town and raise some hell.
Okay. So as the lot of you minus Zezel decide to make your way out into the town, it's like I said, it's pretty standard. But you see along this main drag, you see there are a couple of interesting signs that are kind of hanging off over onto the street. One is the first one that you come to is a sign that has a like a black painted silhouette of a squid on it, and like behind the squid, there are two like not necessarily behind it, but kind of almost above it, juxtaposed just above it, are two little needles, and the sign reads "The Inky Black." Um, Further down the street, you can see off in the distance there's a little sign that's hanging off of a shop, a little bit of a lower roofed building with simply just an anvil on it. And then there are two other buildings. The tallest building in this town is where one of these signs hangs off of, and it's got a bit of a, not quite a spire, but like almost a third and fourth story little like tower with a giant seashell shaped window set into it, into the top of the tower facing out towards the sea. And this establishment is simply called the Seashell. Across the street from it is um, a bit of a raucous establishment. You can hear from down the street, you can hear a little bit of the chaos. There's a little bit of the chaos from this place has spilled out into the street. Not necessarily any fighting, just kind of raucous laughter and enjoyment of some alcoholic beverages. But you see that the sign above this particular place is called the Black Spot.
Okay. I mean, we need to take those dragon scales and get those made into armor. You want to do that
Absolutely.
first?
I mean, yeah, we can. We don't have to though. But I guess since it's gonna take a while, we might as well get it
Might as well
started.
do
right?
it and then go do something else while he's working on it.
Okay, yeah. So you guys make your way down past this raucous affair, and as you guys pass the Black Spot, you kind of see that there's definitely some piratey sailor like kind of vibes going on from this place. It seems like most of the patrons who are outside drinking large tankards of ale all seem to be seafaring types. And you guys make your way down to the blacksmith shop, and it's kind of an open, kind of like um, wooden slash thatched awning, kind of hanging out over this partially stone, partially wood constructed building. And out front, you kind of see there's like a little bit of an outdoor workshop, and there's a dwarven male, red bearded, braids, kind of nappy, kind of pulled up, kinkly red hair, and he's of course got black smudges and stuff all over his face, dirty leather apron, and he's kind of hammering away at something, just ting ting ting, that you guys can kind of hear as you approach. So yeah, you guys make your way in, and as you approach, the dwarf looks up from his work and says to you guys, well, hello there. Kind of stops his work and looks up at you with the warmest smile you could expect from a dwarf.
Hello.
I'm gonna billow my cloak and say to him, "Hello, brother," in Dwarvish.
You can kind of see, it's hard to tell behind the massive red beard, but you kind of see his cheeks get even like tighter as he smiles a little bit harder, and he says back to you in Dwarvish. He reciprocates the greeting back to you in Dwarvish and says also in Dwarvish, what can I help you with?
I'm going to pull the dragon scales out
Mhm.
and ask him what it would cost to get some armor made for my buddy here, and I point over to Benkin.
You can see he immediately, without saying anything, just takes the scales off of you and he's turning them over and looking at them, and he's like, "Oh, goodness, where did you find these?"
We stumbled upon them in the last port city.
Oh, oh, lucky you. Hope you didn't pay too much for them. These are rare. Yes, absolutely. I've never personally worked with Dragon Scale, but I'll give it my best shot. And he says, and he kind of says, if you'd like to see my work, and he kind of points back to this kind of open double door where there's just two doors open. So I have a few things hanging up in there in the shop, and you can kind of see through the door. You can see that there's different, like, um, like coats of mail and different things that he's made hanging up on the wall, almost like on display. And he says, and then he kind of asks, like, what were you thinking? Putting it on leather or on chainmail, or do you have any preference?
Leather would be nice, and I explained that being a druid, having metal that doesn't move with me, kind of, you know.
Oh, aye. And he kind of looks over your armor, the leather armor that you're currently wearing, and he goes, "Well, honestly, that'd be the perfect candidate. I could attach him to that right there. That would be the best."
Okay. How long do you? Can I get an investigation check on his previous work, just to
Absolutely, yeah,
make
absolutely.
sure, like. Yeah, it's a 7.
Oof. So that's a little bit below average. It becomes apparent as you begin to try to inspect this
Thank you, man.
that
Can I give him the help action?
I was about to say, given the fact that you have never really worn any metal armor, you're kind of like, fuck, what am I even looking at here? Definitely not an expert in metal armor of any kind.
Oh yeah.
So as Aruk kind of senses that you're kind of struggling to kind of exactly pick up what you're looking at, he kind of comes over, and yeah, you can go ahead and roll that again with advantage for he's going to give you the help action.
All right, that's a non-natural 20.
Okay, yeah. So once Aruk comes over and he begins
Yeah.
explaining, he's like, "No, you see here how these rings are jointed, and kind of like he's showing you how they're butted together, and like how, like butted versus like welded, and like these different things about armor." But as you're kind of going through the different examples, you get the impression that he does very good work. It seems to be almost now, of course, his tools and the forge he has access to are limited compared to what you've seen in this ancient dwarven city. But you see that his workmanship is as close to being on par with that ancient dwarven workmanship as you can get with the equipment that he's got. That's the impression that you get. So, in the typical way of dwarves, their workmanship is as excellent as can be. They take great pride in what they do.
Okay. I asked him if he still feels comfortable doing it, and if so, how long he wants to have the armor for.
He says, "Oh, I feel comfortable. I just felt it was fair to give you a warning that I've never worked with the material before. Um, oh, I'd say it'd probably take me the better part of a day, maybe a day and a half."
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. So
Did
yeah,
you,
imagine you, huh?
did you ever give us a price?
No, he
Not
hasn't
yet.
discussed the price yet.
Okay.
Do you have any secondary set of armor, or are you just gonna run around in regular common clothes?
If I need to, I'm just wild shape into something.
Ah, that's fair.
And
Fair enough.
yeah, we're currently in shark hide right now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you're wearing some shark hide armor, yes.
Yeah.
So he says, kind of sensing the next question, he says, he goes, about price, it shouldn't be too expensive because I'm not having to make the leather armor or provide any of the materials. So just for the labor itself, it'd probably be 500 gold.
Sold.
Aye.
Um,
It's a pleasure doing business with you.
is
I won't
this-
expect payment until you're satisfied with the product.
Does this armor also didn't the last time we talked to an armor they did like enchantments and stuff?
Yeah, so the some armors, yeah, some blacksmiths will do like can do enchantments and things like that on armor, some can't. Um so are you inquiring if he can do any enchantments on the armor? Yeah, so he says oh, I'm not too good with magic. I can put a couple of protection runes on it for you, but other than that,
That's alright. If it's not really your style, do you know who might be able to do that? I mean, we can always do it at a later time, right?
oh, certainly. I don't know of anyone around here that does that kind of work.
I go and give him like a 100 gold piece down payment just to
He's like, "Oh, lad, that's not necessary, but I appreciate it."
scientist. Yeah.
And he takes the 100 gold and um puts it in his pocket and in his pouch, and he says, I'll get to work on it straight away." And he takes the leather armor from you and the dragon scales and heads back into the workshop and gets to work. So yeah, you guys are free to roam and explore the rest of what
Is this
Chavy has to offer.
is this guy a weaponsmith at all?
Yeah, he can do weapon smithing things if that's what you're interested in.
Okay. Um. Oof. Um. I don't know. I was looking for. I don't know exactly what I was looking for, but I was looking to see if there's any way, or more or less, I was just looking for somebody to enchant something. So
Yeah, yeah, he does mostly like basic mechanical repairs. He's not as good with enchantments. He's mostly good with the more mechanical, actual like physical repairs of
so I
armor
mean,
and making swords and weapons from scratch.
my trident's probably about as good as I'm gonna get.
Yeah, without adding other enchantments or anything to it. Yeah, it's about as good as it's gonna get.
So
Okay. Um. So yeah, you guys, like I said, you guys are free. The five of you, I imagine Zezel's get at least can hear us.
what's his name?
Yep.
Okay. He didn't say his name, but
Ah,
you can ask him. You're more than welcome to kind of poke your head in there and ask him what his name is.
would you say you broke up really bad?
I said you're more than welcome to poke your head in there and ask him his name, though. Am I still breaking up?
Does anybody else hear him, or is that just my connection
Yeah.
sucking?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear
Yeah.
you fine. Yeah.
Okay, he said you can pop in and ask his name if that was the gist of what he
Yeah,
said.
like what I'm asking about fucking breaks up. Anyways, I'd ask him for his name and also if he had heard anything about the two docks that we saw, the ships that we saw docked.
Oh,
He says, as you kind of poke your head in, he kind of looks over his shoulder back to you and he goes, "Oh, why? My name is Thortil." So Thor, Til at the end of it. And he says, "Oh, I've not heard much about those other two ships, but that one raggedy ship that's tethered out there in the bay, that one belongs to a group of boys that are more than likely drunk out of their minds over there at the Black Spot.
Hmm.
I mean, I probably have the worst connection in the entire world right now.
No, I think everybody skipped just then.
Am I
It
skipping
froze
for
me
you
as
guys?
well.
I mean,
Uh,
No.
I got momentarily distracted by a child, but I heard audio.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's weird. So Eric, you're just. Can you hear me now at all?
yeah, I can hear you. It's just every once in a while, it
I
sounds
glitch
like
up.
a robot. Yeah, it sounds like a robot.
Okay. Did you catch what I said?
No, not at all.
Okay, so he said his name is Thortil,
Mhm.
and he said that he hadn't heard anything about any of the other ships except the raggedy one that's sitting in the bay. He has heard belongs to a group of sailors that are probably now currently drunk within the Black Spot. Did you catch that?
Yeah. Okay.
Do they
All right.
do they frequent this port?
Well,
Like, are they here often?
He says, "Oh, they've been here for a few months. I think their ship's badly damaged from something. They've just been kind of stranded here."
Mm. Have they been causing any problems or anything?
Not too bad. Just getting drunk. Sometimes having to be thrown in the drunk tank for the night, but not hurting nobody or nothing like that.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna head off to the Black Spot and see what these guys are all about.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you guys make your way from the blacksmith, from Thortil's shop, and down the street to the raucous establishment that is the Black Spot. As you guys kind of push your way past some of the drunkards standing out in front of the door and make your way in, you see it's reasonably packed. It's pretty poppin'. There's there are a few spots, there are a few tables open, but most of the tables are full. You see there are plenty of your own crewmates in here. There are plenty of gyms in here. Some of them are already several drinks in, and um, raising a little bit of hell, laughing and kind of cutting up, um, and drinking, teasing a few of the barmaids, but not being too nasty or anything like that. And just generally having a good time. But you do see that there's kind of seems to be a couple of groups in the room. It seems to be your guys, several of your gyms, maybe 6 or 7 gyms, um, including Jimmy the Great, are kind of having a little bit of their own party, and then there's another very scraggly looking group, off in one corner, kind of sitting there having a couple beers, not as raucous and as cheerful as the rest of the patrons within the establishment. There seems to be a few other smaller groups, and then there's one large collection of people at what seems to be the center table, and it looks like they're just like a little bit of a mix of all the different groups who are gambling against one another. And they've kind of got a bit of a gambling setup, and they're rolling dice on this center table, and that's where most of the raucous activity is coming from.
Okay. I'll nudge the party and start walking over.
what are they playing?
I want to observe the gambling.
So yeah, you guys walk up past this main table, and it seems that becomes pretty quickly apparent. I'm not sure which of you are familiar with this game, which of your characters are familiar with this game, but they're playing a 4d6 dice pool game called Ship Captain and Crew. And so it's a pretty common game. Essentially, the rules of the game are everyone rolls 4d6. 4 is a ship, a 5 is a a 4 is a crew, 5 is a ship, 6 is a captain. And so if you get a 4, 5, and a 6 all in your roll, then whatever your fourth die is, that's how many points you get. whatever the fourth die was. So if you don't get a 4, 5, and a 6, you get nothing, and you move on. You lose. Basically, you're bust that turn. But if you get the 4, 5, and 6, and then that fourth die will be however many points, and then you accrue points up until like a point limit, and then you win. Essentially, so it's first to get a certain amount of points.
Is there an
Essentially the game
open?
they're playing.
Is there an open seat?
Not necessarily. It's mostly people crowded around the table, but you're pretty confident that if you wanted to, you could shove your way in and join the game. That seems
would
to
love
kind of be
to.
the nature of what's going on here.
I would love to.
Absolutely, yeah.
Nobody's gonna stop you, Eric. I mean, come on.
Yeah, right.
No.
Yeah, money's money.
Yeah, so yeah, you kind of force your way up to the table, and yeah, they're you see kind of people going around. Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna do this on the Roll20 real quick.
I was gonna
Opposed
say,
to,
that might be easier on Roll20. Isn't that what we did last time?
I think so. Yeah, I think we did it on Roll20.
Actually, I'm not even in Roll20.
Yeah, you can, if you don't want to fuck with Roll20, you can always use standard dice or have somebody roll for you.
Oh no, I
if you
just
don't,
need to get in it. Just my internet.
I understand. Yeah, like I said, if you end up having some problems,
Yeah, no, I'm trying.
then just let me know and we can always
I am a trying. It's just I'm pulling like, I don't know, 2 megabits a second.
I fully understand. All right,
Fast as
so
fuck, boy.
you guys are still in the
That's as
dungeon
fuck.
on the Roll20. Okay.
So while you guys are setting that up, I got the house.
Fuck
And I'm
yeah.
moving April 21st.
Hell yeah.
So if anybody's free and can help me, that would be greatly appreciated.
I would love to.
Well, I know you can't. I mean, parachute in, you know.
Yeah. Would love to.
We'll be there in spirit. Eric and I.
Yeah. You know I got you.
I think I should be able to. What day is that?
We're gonna get it.
Friday.
We're gonna do it on that Saturday. So just that weekend of. We're gonna get a U-Haul to make it easy. So
What
and it's
was
in
the
Mount
date
Vernon,
again?
so it's like literally a mile and a half away from the house.
April 21st?
Yeah, it's supposed to be April 22nd.
Okay.
Ah. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. I would like to inquire about the buy-in for this table since I've shoved my way to the table.
So yeah, as you shove your way in, it's a 5 gold to buy in to the pot.
I'll slap down 5 gold.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Let's see
come
here. Let
on.
me go 4d6. Yes, 4d6. Oh,
Damn, I bust.
nothing. Yeah, nothing. So I'll roll for a couple of others that are in.
Alright.
Nothing. The next one goes. Nothing. The next one, if it'll load.
Yeah, I was about to say, who's on?
Ah, close, but nothing.
Is it just Eric and I?
Close again and nothing. And then it can come back around to one more, nothing, and now it's back around to you guys. Your turns.
Does the pot increase every time?
No, it just keeps going into. You can add more money into it if you want, but it just keeps going until somebody wins the pot.
I'm gonna double down, throw another 5.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Big spender, someone in the crowd shouts. All right. Nothing for Cole. Eric, did you roll? Yeah. All right. So
Yeah,
here we
rolled
go. A
nothing
couple
for
more
me.
guys roll around. Nothing. Oh, close. Nothing. Nothing. Oh, one of them goes, that's 2 points for me. And he's like, I'm at 5 points already. It's the score limit is 10.
Ah.
The score limit is 10. So he's like, I'm at 5 points already. Next guy goes, fuck, nothing.
I got jack shit.
Yeah. So Cole
shit,
gets 2 points.
Nice.
So yeah, Cole, you got 2 points now. All right. Eric, you already rolled. I'll roll for them again. Another guy goes. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing.
How many guys are there?
5 besides you two right
Okay.
now playing. So that was what? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nothing. All right, back to you, Eric, and then Cole.
Damn it.
Oh,
Nothing. Close. Nothing. All right. Go again. All right. Oh, the next guy, he gets 4 points. And he's like, now I'm almost caught up to you. So there's one guy with 4 points and one guy with 5.
Okay.
All right, the guy with 5 points rolls again. Nothing. The next two, nothing. And nothing. One more. Nothing. Back to you guys. Oh, close. Nothing.
Motherfuckers.
Cole.
I did roll. I had 2, 1, 2.
Oh, I didn't see. Okay, yeah. You guys rolled at the same time. All right, cool. Nothing. All right, so back to these guys. The guy with 4 rolls and gets nothing. The guy with 5 rolls, gets nothing. The next 3. Nothing. 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 Damn it. There's son of a bitch. Back to you guys.
God damn it.
Ah.
How do you get
Nothing
3
and nothing.
ones?
I
I'm half tempted to roll my real dice and just see how fucking well I can roll.
Do it. All right, the guy with 4, nothing. The guy with 5, nothing. Next guy, nothing. Next guy, nothing. Last guy, nothing. All right, back to you two. Nothing for Cole. Close, but nothing for Eric either.
God
All right,
damn
we
it.
keep rolling.
Hey, babe, why did D&D take
Nothing.
5 hours today?
No shit, yeah.
Oof.
Nothing. Let's see, that was 4 and 5. Nothing. All right, back to you guys. Yeah, why do we have to play till 2 o'clock today? Oh, close, but nothing. Damn.
You filthy dogs.
Oh, the guy with 5, he's up to, or the guy with 4 is up to 5 now. They're tied. The two guys are now tied with 5. Let's see. Number 5 rolls close, but nothing. Next 3. Oh, he gets 1 point. He's on the board.
Shit.
Nothing. 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 All right, back to you two.
Fuck.
Damn
Fuck.
This fucking game. All right, guy with 5, nothing. Guy with also 5, nothing. Guy with 1, nothing. Next 2. Oh, that guy got 6 points. He's in the lead
Jesus.
out of
Holy
nowhere. Out of nowhere. So we got 5, 5, 1, 6, nothing.
Somebody stab
And
that guy. He's cheating.
nothing. All right, back to
Crowd
you
goes
two.
wild.
The crowd goes
No, I
wild.
didn't.
Yeah. Whoa.
Nope, I didn't. I thought I did. God
Yeah,
damn
Eric
it.
got so close. Oh, all right. Back to 5. He gets nothing. Guy with 5 gets nothing. Guy with 1 gets nothing. Guy with 6 almost gets something. Doesn't get anything. Next 2, nothing. And 1 point on the board. All right. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to roll again. Ignore that one. Eric, nothing. Cole, nothing.
Eric,
All
you
right,
have any
5.
points? I forget.
Motherfuckers.
Nothing. 5. Nothing. 1. Nothing. 6. Nothing. Last. No, this guy has nothing and still has nothing. This guy had 1 and he's got nothing. You guys' turn. Fuck. Oh, God.
Motherfuckers. I'm not even on the board.
One guy shouts, "The Dice Gods are obviously not with you today." And kind of fucking. There's like a little bit of beer that sloshes around as everybody's laughing. All right, guy with 5, getting frustrated. Nothing. Son of a bitch. Next guy with 5, nothing again. Next guy with 1, nothing. The guy with 6, nothing. Last 2 are this guy had nothing. This guy had 1, nothing. All right, oops, didn't mean to click it again. That's you guys' turn. Oh, close for Cole.
God damn it.
All right. One of the guys with nothing is just like, fuck this, and he just quits. The one guy has no points on the board, so we have 5, 5, 6, and 1 point on the board. Then Eric has nothing, and Cole has 2. All right. So number 5 guy, first guy with 5, nothing. Second guy with 5, nothing. Guy with 6, nothing. The guy with 1 gets 3. Now he's on the board with 4. So we got 5, 5, 6, 4. All right,
Piece
you
of
guys'
shit.
turn. Nothing.
Motherfucker.
Oh, close. The guy with 5. Guy with 5 gets 1 point, so we got 5, 6, and now so we got 2 guys with 6 now. The guy with 6 rolls. And he gets 2 points, so he's up to 8 now. He's getting close. Now we got a guy with 4
I'm gonna
rolling.
fight that dude after. If he wins, I'm gonna fight him.
All right, so it's you guys' turn. So we got 5, 6, 8, and 2.
Motherfucker.
Eric! Oh, I thought
Damn.
I thought you had it. All right, the guy with 5. He gets 1, so we got 6. And then the guy with 6 rolls, he gets. So we got 6, 6, 8.
8.
Close. And the guy with 4. Finally, nothing. All right, back to you guys.
What the fuck?
Ooh. Yahtzee.
Eric's got
Yahtzee.
hella ships. All right. The guy with 5 rolls nothing. The guy with 6 rolls nothing. The guy with other 6 rolls and he's up to 7. So we got 6, 7, 8, and 4. So 8 rolls gets nothing. 4 rolls gets nothing. Back to you guys.
God damn it.
Hot nothing. All right. Guy with 6.
Cole, you need to
Nothing.
beat these
Guy
assholes.
with 7.
I wish I could.
Close. Nothing. Guy with 8. 5 par
Whoa.
6 points and he wins it all.
God damn it.
So the guy with 8, he's like, and he takes the gold from the pot and he's holding it up.
God fucking
And
damn
then
it.
the guy. All right, do you guys want to try for another round? Or are you guys done?
No, absolutely not.
All
right,
even the guys at the table we just got done playing with.
You do what?
I buy everybody drinks at the table.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
you do.
look, I finally get one, motherfucker.
You got one.
Eric finally got a
Jesus.
point after it was over. All right. So yeah, you
Oof.
guys. That's hilarious. You guys. You call for a round of drinks and everybody kind of cheers and stuff like that. I'll say
Can I
though that while this
pickpocket the guy who won?
Huh?
Can I
Except for the guy who
pickpocket
won.
the guy who won?
Sure, man.
Ooh.
Try to roll sleight of hand.
I'm gonna take his bag of gold. Shit. Probably not.
Oh, what'd you roll?
16.
16. Okay, 16's not bad.
It's horrible for me. I rolled a 3.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like he's got a plus 15 or something. That must have been
Yeah.
terrible.
I got plus 13 to sleight of hand.
I
Nick's
think we lost him.
thinking very, very, very hard.
Yep.
Dead.
The suspense is killing me.
Screenshot.
Nick, your He was still talking, I think, but
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I was definitely still talking. Okay, so fuck, I just lost what I was even saying. Shit. I got so frustrated by that. I was like, God damn it. So yeah, you go to swipe his gold, but he kind of turns around, and so you're not able to swipe the gold off of him, but you're not noticed in doing so.
Cool.
So you're able to be stealthy enough that no one notices that he doesn't notice either that you tried to swipe his gold.
I'll take it and move on.
Try it again.
Okay, so while all this is going on though, see Perry and Perry and Captain Zez, which by the way, I'll say that as all this is going on, with Venkin and Aruk gambling, Captain Zezel walks in and makes his way in and greets you, Perry. Zezel, I'd had you on the ship finishing some of your carvings, and
Okay, cool.
so he walks in and is like, you kind of see him, like, kind of as he kind of walks in as the guy wins, and you see Zezel's like zones in on gold and is like stealth through. But as you're as you're kind of standing there with oh shit, Belrin, as you're kind of standing there with Belrin watching this, watching your compatriots gamble, you do notice um that these scraggly looking pirate looking dudes over here in this corner are kind of watching you guys, watching the newcomers, the new party that has just entered into this establishment. You see that there's they're all humans. Every single one of them is human. Like I said, they look rough. They don't look like they don't have very much going for them right now. But you can tell that one among them is a little bit better dressed, or at least back when his clothes were new, would have been better dressed. And he's wearing a bandana with a very old and beat up looking tricorn cap on top, and he kind of seems to be their leader.
So, when you say they're looking at us, are they like mean mugging us, or what's going on here?
No, they're just, you can tell that they're definitely like intrigued by these newcomers.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of hit Perry in the shoulder and start walking towards him.
Yeah, I'm gonna approach him as well and say, hey, I noticed we locked eyes from across the room, so I wanted to know if there was
Can I buy you a
anything
drink?
that you needed.
The captain kind of looks up from his drink, and he says, "Oh, sorry about that. We this isn't often that we see too many." And he kind of, you can see he's kind of maybe choosing his words, and then he decides to then he decides to say "fuck it," and kind of see the whole process across his face. He decides to say "fuck it" and says, "pirate types in here very often." So we're just kind of curious. You guys may not realize it, but you do stick out like a sore thumb a little bit.
We
He
don't
makes
mind
obvious
that.
eyes at Belrin, who's like this massive fucking like huge shelled snapping turtle looking motherfucker.
I ask him. So I take it that you're the captain of this crew here.
Says, yeah. Where are my manners? Shit. Sorry, I have his name written down here. Get to it real fast. Where's he at? Damn it. He says, yeah. Sorry, where are my manners? My name is. He stands up and reaches across the table to shake your hand. Says, my name is Torvius. Captain Torvius.
I'll finger gun him and billow my cloak and say, my name's Perry, and this is my captain here, Zezel. I'm gonna grab Zezel by the scruff of his collar and put him up on the
the table. Zezel like does not look to. I imagine that Zezel does not look the slightest bit miffed or perturbed by this, and just keeps his cool, like maybe arms crossed the whole time as he just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look as menacing as I possibly can.
Set him down on the table. Zezel's just like standing there. Billows. I imagine maybe billows his own cloak.
Billowing, yes.
Yeah, billowing dramatically. Set him down. And the whole crew gets quite a bit of a laugh out of that. This whole new crew. Captain Torvius as well gets a bit of a chuckle, and he says, "Well, it's nice to meet you lot. I'm Captain Torvius, as I've said, and this is my crew, the Jackdaws."
The
And
Jackdaws.
everybody's like, says kind of like a not a entirely half-hearted, but a little bit of a muted hello.
What exactly do you does your crew do?
Well, he says, I'm gonna be honest with you boys, right now, not a whole lot of much of anything. Our ship got pretty badly damaged a few months back. What can I say, man? Raid gone bad. We underestimated our target. Got pretty beat up, and we haven't been able to get our ship repaired since. So we've been
A
kind of stranded
raid?
here.
What was the target? I love me the sound of a raid.
he says, well, we've been following this. He says, why don't you guys sit down, and you guys, I imagine, draw some chairs up to the table and sit down. He kind of leans in. And he's like, well, we've been following this merchant. His name, well, we were following this merchant. His name is Commodore de Pastales, and he is
What?
just a wealthy trader in different manner of odd things, but mostly he deals in really rare and expensive wines and liquors and alcohol, and that goes for a lot of money in these parts. And we underestimated the amount of defenses he had on his ship, and we weren't prepared, and they lit us up pretty good. Says, well, not sure where they are now, but we know he makes regular deliveries to a few ports. He doesn't come here often. This was just the nearest place we could get to. But he sometimes I know he makes deliveries to Kathir. He makes deliveries to Kalimsport. He makes deliveries to a place a bit further north called the Castle of Roses. Bunch of posh bastards up there. And a few other places as well, a bit further away. So our hope was that we could get our ship repaired, maybe beef up our armaments a little bit, and then pick a port and lay in wait for him.
How much do you think his haul would be worth?
Oh, easily 20 or 30,000 gold. It'd be a huge payday for us. Just the kind of thing we need.
A whisper in Zezel's ear. Like, should we ask them if they want to change their names?
I mean, that's what I'm kind of leaning towards, because 20 to 30,000 isn't shit.
Well, yeah, but
We
still.
do a lot bigger jobs than that.
That's fucking chump change.
Right.
But still, like, I mean, aren't you trying to like expand the fleet?
Right.
I think we need to work for wine instead.
How many gems do we have on our ship currently?
At least 10, right?
We've got. Hang on. A bunch.
You guys just picked up, like, I think 5 new guys in Chichen Itza.
Yeah,
7.
5 monks.
We had 7, and then we got 5 monks.
Yeah, that are
And
just
then-
now, like, getting trained.
And then how
on
many
here.
wood elves did we have on the
Yeah.
other?
Well, that's what you guys have total, because you guys lost most of the crew of Wood Elves when Calico Jack and the crew sank. Defend
Oh yeah.
when they had their last stand.
Yeah.
So you guys lost that ship and most of that crew.
Mhm.
So we only have the one ship now.
You guys have 2 ships.
Okay.
You got that other ship. You got that other ship that you guys got. Yeah, no, you guys have got. You guys have done a lot of shit, bro. You guys have really done a lot of shit. No, you guys got. So you guys had the 2 ships, and you had the 7 gems. You guys were kind of skeleton crewing it a little bit. So you picked up, you picked up 5, of the most adventurous that Chichen Itza had to offer, and dubbed them the new gyms, the newest of your gyms, and then we're training them to sail as you guys made your way over here, and they're the ones that you guys have guarding the ship right now. So you guys have your main 7 who are basically skeleton crewing both ships, and then you guys got these new 5 that are helping you out. So you guys could still definitely have plenty of room for more crew. And as far as money is concerned, you definitely have capacity for a larger fleet.
Yeah.
Right.
So I would like to ask.
Hold on.
Message says, okay.
How many can we keep on our ship?
Oh, dude, easily probably. You guys could probably house 30 people per ship, abs easily.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I
you
kinda
guys could
just want-
easily have
I
quite a few.
want them into joining our crew instead of having their own.
How
Like-
many are in his crew?
A total, including the captain, of 8.
Yeah, so I want to talk them into joining our ship.
So you're gonna basically just come out to the. I imagine you guys have been using the message cantrip to communicate.
Mhm.
Some of you guys
Yeah.
different, like Okay, so you guys
I'm gonna I want to say I'm gonna chime in and say so if to me it sounds like money's an issue. The captain and rest of the crew want to propose something here. In return for steady income, full bellies, and well, let's be honest, a much better ship than what you have out there at the port. You join our crew.
he kind of looks around at the rest of the party and says, or the rest of his crew, and says, well, that's a grand proposal. But I don't know if we could leave behind our ship. We've been with that ship for years. The Blacktooth Grin means way too much to us.
What?
We'd love to get. We'd love. I could never abandon her.
How about we fix it up and add it to the fleet?
He says, I'd have to. I can't make a decision without talking to my whole crew. So maybe give us some time to think about it and discuss our options.
We're leaving port here in about a day and a half.
He says, okay, we'll most likely be here. We're staying in a room upstairs. Between here and the ship. I imagine you've got your ship docked at in the bay.
Both of them.
You see his kind of eyebrows go up. 2 ships, eh? Wow. Okay. Yeah. We'll. If we don't find you here, we'll find you at the port to let you know what our decision is.
All right.
But sincerely, I do appreciate the offer.
Why are you always walking in places like we're on Shark
Hmm.
Tank?
I would suggest. I'm gonna message Zezel and be like, I would suggest maybe we entice them to fly under our flags, maybe pay for the repairs on their ship, and then fly underneath our colors, and we can help them get revenge on this fucking person. Yeah, and then
I'm cool with that. I just wanted more people for our crew.
well, then we could also like tell them like we can like maybe kill the captain of that merchant ship and then
They could have
take some of their crew. Yeah, take some of their crew. And that way we could spread out. We could
Okay.
spread out and
So I'm gonna I'm gonna tell the other captain to hold on and change our proposal a little bit, and I'm gonna tell him what it
just said, okay, yeah. So you're like, you know, we can basically repair your ship, get it seaworthy again, and then you guys fly under our colors, kind of thing. And he says, he kind of, you see him, he's like, that would suit us probably a little bit better. That's an easier pill to swallow for my crew. But once again, let us have some time to discuss it, and then I'll let you know as soon as we've come to a decision. He says, but thank you. I do appreciate it. It's a kind offer. And you can kind of see
tell
that
him
he.
that if
Good.
he wants to go the repair route, that he needs to let us know sooner than a day and a half, because we'll have to get the Darrens involved to fix the ship.
He says, okay, all right, will do. Thank you. And he kind of says, he says, all right. He's kind of stands up and he says, all right, crew, let's head back to the ship. I think that's a decision best made aboard the old Blacktooth Grin. And his crew kind of finishes their beers and kind of file out and head towards their ship. So you guys are free to drink and do whatever here, or we can, if there's anything else that you guys would like to explore within this town, you guys get more than welcome to do that. Otherwise, we can do some fast forwarding if you want. It's up to you guys.
Can we go talk to a Darren and get him just on retainer? Because I'm pretty sure these guys are gonna say yeah.
I mean, you have your own Darren now.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But is he gonna be able to repair it that quick? He's probably gonna need a little help.
But is
Well,
any of his family in town?
They're
you don't know. You're not sure if there's any Darrens in this area, but you're more than welcome to go searching for Darrens.
Come on. You're telling me we don't have like a Darren Dar?
I'm gonna go
Like a
ask
Dragon
the
Ball radar,
barkeep.
just
I'm just gonna walk up to the barkeep and be like, "Hey, where will I find Darren?"
The barkeep looks up from polishing a glass and he says, "Oh, Darren. Oh yeah, Darren's just down about 2 blocks past the the blacksmith." I'm not even gonna try to fight you guys on this anymore. He's like, "Oh yeah, Darren. He's about 2 blocks past the blacksmith."
awesome. Also, is there anywhere in town that we can get really good wine?
Well, isn't that what?
He looks absolutely offended.
Like, what is the best wine in town? Rephrase my
damn.
question. What is the best wine in town?
He goes, well, of course, our house wine.
I want to roll intimidation.
Jesus. Okay. Roll intimidation.
I can double down and hurt
That
this dude's
escalated.
feelings. All right.
For
Yeah,
19.
quickly.
I like give him the hardest stare I can muster.
And he kind of like, hold on, let me roll a fucking save for this guy. See if he needs a doo-doo check or what. Okay. So, he immediately like shrinks back from your stare, Aruk, and he's like, the best wine in town is give me a moment. And he runs to the back and comes back with a kind of a dustier, dark green, like very, very dark green colored bottle. And he sets it on the table. And it has a very simple, like label on it that says, that just simply says, blackberry.
All right. How much for the whole bottle?
He says,
You don't want to try
15
it
gold.
first?
Nope. I throw down the 50 gold.
No, he said
and ask him.
15 gold.
I throw down the 15 gold, and I'm like, whatever. Pick up the bottle. I'm like, this probably isn't good enough. I'm like, walk away.
He's just standing there, like, violated, bro. His whole entire world paradigm has shifted across the last 15 seconds of interaction with you, Aruk. He was perfectly like happy and content, just polishing a glass, and now post interaction with Aruk, he's all self-conscious and shit.
Gave us
So
winemaking.
yeah, he's questioning everything.
Generations.
Yeah, he's now thinking back to when he was young. He should have done something other than buy an inn. He's like
Do better. Just do better.
questioning everything. Um so yeah, you guys can make your way you guys can try this wine if you want to, or you can make your way to Darren's.
I want to try it.
Yeah,
I'll try it.
I think everybody's looking over to Rook.
Well, is there more than one bottle? Does he have
Just the
more
one
than
bottle.
one?
Oh yeah, he's got
Well,
more.
then-
I mean,
I
This is
mean, we
house
can try a
wine.
little. We can try a little. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess we can try some. And maybe buy another
Tasting.
bottle.
what's the matter, Eric? Are you afraid of spending another 15 gold?
Yeah,
Well,
right.
no, I'm just. I was just trying to find. I was just trying to find the best wine for Paladin.
Well,
I got it.
so
Well, yeah, you gotta try it.
we
So
did
actually,
get
it's for-
a recommendation that there's some gnomish wine in the Earthfast Mountains.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yep, you did get that.
So-
So, but yeah, you guys can you guys crack this bottle open. You pull the cork out and kind of pass around, take a sip. It's actually way better than you expected it to be. Like, it's definitely not the best wine you like ever, but it's pretty fucking good. It's like it definitely like blackberry wine, man. It's like a homemade blackberry wine. It's pretty fucking good.
Definitely not.
Can I
good
roll an
though, right?
insight? Can I? Yeah. Can I roll
wouldn't say it's
insight?
definitely good. Yeah, go
That's
ahead.
a 19 insight.
So what insight are you trying to glean? Like, what are you
So,
trying
like,
to understand?
Basically, on a scale of 1 to 10, where would I rank this
Okay, so 10
in the
being
wines that
this.
we've had?
So
10 is
in
Paladin.
the wine, 10 is Paladin. Across the wines that you've had, this is a solid 5.75 to 6. It's pretty good.
Okay. So I will throw him 3 more gold and be like, I rated a 5.7 and walk out.
Damn.
Just Dave Portnoy this shit. Just fucking
One bite, everybody knows the
Just
rules.
one bite, everybody knows the
One
rules.
sip. One sip, everybody knows the rules.
Okay. All right. So yeah, he's just a broken shell of a man now. His life's work
I
has went
just-
into trying to
I
create
just
this wine.
created-
And,
I just created our arch nemesis, guys.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
just
did.
created the new big bad evil guy. So anyways, yeah, you guys you guys can finish the bottle and keep it. It's pretty fucking good. It's definitely something that you would just like, you know what I mean? It'd be nice to have a couple bottles of it sitting around as something different. But it's not Paladin worthy. So yeah, you guys like I said, you're free. You can make your way down to Darren or to one of the other many fine establishments that Chavi has to offer.
I'm good.
Okay. Was that Rosie?
Going down to Darren's.
Rosie wants Rosie wants to go to Darren's. All right. So the party leaves the black spot and heads past the armor and or the blacksmith, and before too long, just as the now destroyed barkeep told you, a few blocks past the anvil sign, you see a sign that just has a hammer, like 2 hammers crossed, and it just says Darren's across the top of it. It's a small little, like, just a small quaint little shop. As you guys make your way in, you see a dude who 1000% looks just like the Darren that you guys have on your ship, just dressed differently. Same haircut and everything, standing behind the counter. And as you guys walk in, he kind of looks up and says, "Oh, hello there. What can I do for you guys today?"
I'm gonna say, hey Darren, we got one of your brothers out on the ship. So you might want to, meet with him and rekindle. But also, I'm gonna give you 20 gold to just show up here in the morning because we might have some work for you. And I just need you there to be on my ship in the morning. So that
He looks a little bit taken aback by all of the things that you just said, and he says, "Oh, you're traveling with one of my brothers."
Yep.
And he goes, "Which one?"
I don't know. Number 37, I think.
And he gives a little bit of a chuckle, and he says, "All a strange offer, but yeah, absolutely. What's the name of your ship? I'd love to see one of my brothers. It's been quite a while."
It's the Gym Reaper.
Yeah.
The Gym Reaper. Okay, alrighty. Sure thing. I'll be there. And he says, tomorrow morning, right?
Yep.
Alrighty. Will do. Magic takes the gold off of you and pockets it. So yeah, you guys are. That was fucking easy. You guys, like I said, we can go ahead and fast forward to the next morning if you guys want. I imagine you guys are just going to go back and stay on the ships for the night once you guys are ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. If there's anything else that you guys like to do in Chavi, then I'll say that the party makes their way back to the ships. Maybe has a few more drinks. Makes their way back to the ship. Get some rest. And then the next morning, you guys awaken and kind of go about your early morning business around the ship. And before too long, Darren shows up. And your guys' Darren is on the ship, just kind of doing his thing, going around making sure the ship is seaworthy, ready for the next port for you guys to leave. And as this new Darren walks up on the ship, you just hear in unison both of them, like as they look up and see each other, you hear them both at the same time, exact same tone, same volume and everything, say, "Darren!" And walk up to each other and give a big hug, and they spend a few minutes just catching up and talking about their many other brothers also named Darren, their dad who's also named Darren, and that sort of thing. And before too long, you see. I imagine Perry. You've kept yourself up in the crow's nest for most of this.
Yeah.
And pretty soon you see the crew of the Blacktooth Grin disembark their ship and begin to make their way down the docks towards you. And as they approach the Jimi Hendrix, Captain Torvius calls out and he says, "Hello, the ship. Captain Zezel of the," and he you can see, kind of looks around and he says, "The Gym Reaper. We're here to discuss your offer."
Come on aboard.
And he kind of nods, and the crew boards the Gym Reaper, and you can tell as they're looking around, you can see like the looks of the faces of the crew. They're looking around at you guys' ship, like, "Damn, this motherfucker nice as fuck, boy." Like, you know what I mean? Like, "God damn, these boys are sailing in style." And they all kind of look up and they can see your fucking flag flying proudly on the mast. And Captain Torvius says, "We've decided to accept your offer. If you'll repair the Blacktooth Grin for us, we will sail under your colors and under your command, Commodore Zezel."
Cool. So, all right.
Well,
I've got 2 Darrens here that will accompany us to your ship, and we'll get to work.
He bows his head and he says, and and he says, I haven't been formally introduced, I haven't formally introduced my crew, and he begins to go around, and you quickly realize that all of these crew members' names are some variation of Jack.
Yeah.
So you've got you got Jackie, you've got Jackal, things like that across as he goes around introducing all of his Jacks, the crew that are collectively called the Jackdaws, and Captain Torvius, and he says, "The Blacktooth Grin's a good ship. She was my father's, and I really, I would love to see her seaworthy again and proud once again."
I'm gonna introduce my crew right after he does that.
So yeah, you go around and you're like, you already
Jim,
met Perry, yeah. Yeah, and of course this is Vedkin, and this is Bellerin, and this is Uruk, and blah 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 blah, and you're like, this is Jimmy the Great, Jim with a G, Zimbabwe, all the Jim names, and he gets he as you start lifting more and more and more Jim names, he gets increasingly amused, and he says, it's almost like it was meant to be, as if there's a higher power up there orchestrating all of this. And yeah, so you guys make your way over to the
Just gonna mutter, it's probably that crazy ass dragon.
yeah, it's Paladine. So yeah, you guys, who all is going over to the Blacktooth Grin?
Since they're doing modifications and repairing the Blacktooth Grin, are we, or am I, I'm on the Gym Reaper?
Yeah, you're a part of the crew of the Gym Reaper, yes.
Okay. Since they're doing repairs and modifications to a new ship, I'm going to kind of look around and see if there's anything I might be able to help with on our current ship.
Yeah, absolutely. So with your with your knowledge of like cannons and like different armaments and different things like that, you can definitely tell that the both the Gym Reaper and the Jimmy Changa, or no, you're a member of the Gym Reapers, but you're actually on board the Jimmy Changa. So that's my bad.
Okay.
But
Okay.
so however, you their cannons are actually like they got some pretty nice top of the line cannons and things of that nature. They got a few ballistas that you might be able to upgrade. But on the current ship, on the Jimi Hendrix and the Jimmy Changa and the Jim Reaper, those ships are just about as good as they can get without maybe buying just more cannons, or maybe you might be able to work with if you can get a proper shop set up or find somewhere you have access to a shop, you may be able to help design some better cannons. Now, you would probably be a lot more useful on the Blacktooth Grin to maybe be able to check their cannons, make sure they're...
Yeah.
Oh shit, you okay?
I just wanted to check our own ship. I wanted to check our own security before I checked the next
Understood, yeah.
ship.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious that these ships are, ever since you've been aboard the so actually really quick, just to make it, I'm sure that Matt, you have the kind of list of all the new cannons and all that kind of shit you guys just got.
I was gonna say, I don't even think we fired any of our cannons, so they should be
Not
all
any-
pretty pristine.
Yeah, we haven't. We've got so on the Jimmy Changa, we've got 15 cannons, 8 ballistas, and 2 trebuchets. And then on the Gym Reaper, we've got 6 cannons. And then we've got 12 more at the General Isles.
Yeah, so and they're all
What more
of
cannons
very
do I
high
have crew?
quality. Huh?
We almost have more cannons than we do crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Damn near. So, But yeah, so since the few maybe week or a little bit more than a week that you've been traveling with the Gym Reapers and been aboard their ship, Belrin, it's pretty apparent that these two ships are very well outfitted and very well in very good repair. Don't really need much of anything. So after you do a bit of an inspection around, you can make your way over to the Black Grin if you choose to help out over there.
Yes, I'd choose to go to the Black Grin and help over there.
Yeah, absolutely. So as whoever would like to join goes over to the Blacktooth Grin, you can see that it's definitely an older ship. It's definitely been around for quite a while, but you can see that it's got good bones, so to speak. It definitely has potential. It's very well. It's actually a little bit bigger than you guys's than the Chimichanga. It's a little bit bigger. It's quite a nice. It could be quite a nice ship. It's just been in a state of disrepair for quite a long time. It's very dilapidated in places, and it's gonna need a bit of work. To get it seaworthy, the Darrens you guys spend a little bit of time kind of waiting around, talking, discussing some different options as the Darrens kind of do an inspection of this ship. And before too long, after about 30 to 45 minutes, they come back and the two Darrens, and they're like, we could probably have the ship seaworthy by tomorrow, but to get it back to its former glory would take several weeks of repair. However, my brother Darren here has offered to sail with us for a time to help me get it into a state of repair, especially if we have the help of the crew in their off hours. We can spend a little bit of time aboard the ship, and then when we're finished with the repairs, we can drop my brother off back here. However, it will take us a little bit of time to get this ship back to its former glory, if that's what you guys want to do. Now, just getting it seaworthy again, we could probably accomplish that in a day with if everyone pitches in.
I look over at Devil
Yeah, so let's get it seaworthy for tomorrow, and then Darren can just stay with us, and we can just keep getting it better as we're going and searching for that ship that we're going after.
Okay. Sweet. All right, cool. So you guys, I'll say that we'll just fast forward through this part unless there's anything specific you guys would like to do. You guys spend the next basically 24 hours getting the new ship together. It doesn't cost too much as far as raw materials. As far as raw materials are concerned to make the necessary repairs to get it seaworthy again. Only about 1,500 gold for those minimum repairs just to get it seaworthy. However, the Darren approaches you guys at some point and says, if we it'll probably need new sails in many places, and so that'll run about $3,000, 3,000 gold for the new sails. So if you guys approve, then he goes ahead and puts new sails and everything on it, and that'll take some time with the crew and everything to take all the old sails down and put new sails up. But they work diligently and get it done. The
So
following morning,
4,500 altogether.
yeah. So 4,500 altogether, and then you also at some point too, Venkin, you guys can during that day, you guys can make your way back into the city briefly to go pick up your armor. Is there anything you guys would like else from this from the blacksmith? Is there any other business you'd like to do with the blacksmith other than picking up the armor? Anybody?
Does he have any cannons sitting around? No. Okay, then no.
Okay. So yeah, Venkin, you go to pick up your armor, and it is very well done.
Ooh, I do know something I want to do. Because we've got all this gold, but I've never spent any time buying fucking health potions. So I want to go somewhere and get goddamn health potions.
Okay, yeah, we can do that here in a minute. Yeah. So, Venkin, what was the stats that I gave you on your armor, on this most recent armor, the leather?
It was a 15 AC.
Base 15.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so then that will bump it up to with the added addition of the dragon scales, we'll bump it up to a base 18.
Nice.
Dragon scales are the best. So yeah. So you guys, so now you're up to a base 18 on your AC with that while you're wearing this armor. So yeah, you guys get the black tooth grin, which I imagine you guys could lovingly refer to as the black tooth Jim. That just came to my head. But anyways, so yeah, you guys get it seaworthy, and the next day passes. You guys get everything taken care of, and it is now morning. You have now 3 ships in your fleet. Commodore, no longer captain. Now he has 3 ships under his command. No longer captain. Now Commodore Zezel.
I need a new hat.
You do. You do need a new hat. You need a bigger hat with a bigger feather for sure. So also now that you're technically so you got who did you name captain of the Jim Reaper? Because even though you're Commodore, you're Jimmy the Great. That's who it was. That's who it was. All right. So yeah. So you guys now have damn, I keep forgetting this guy's name.
So as a Commodore, technically there needs to be a new captain of the Chimichanga, right?
I mean, in theory, you could just be Commodore over all 3 ships, and then you could name someone new to be captain of the Chimichanga. Yes. But that's your decision, and then we can go get some health potions.
Cool. Well, in that case, I'm gonna give Perry the title of captain of the Chimichanga. And then I'm just gonna be the Commodore of all 3 ships.
All right.
Oh shit, Captain Perry it is.
I need to get myself.
So who's? Yeah, you gotta get yourself a hat. Who is gonna be named the new quartermaster then? Captain Perry.
I guess we will pass it on to Belrin.
Belrin, you have been offered to be the new quartermaster of the Chimichanga. So you will be in charge of basically like making sure that the communicating with the first mate and making sure that the gyms are paid, and also communicating with the first mate, the captain, and the commodore to make sure the gyms are paid, and also keeping inventory of what cargo you guys have on the ship and things like that. I imagine though, with your skills and everything, Captain Perry, you will continue to like handle all of the mapping and map charting and all of that sort of thing that would normally fall to the quartermaster.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Am I the only one without a title?
yes, besides Venkin. You and Venkin.
What was
No, Venkin's the
First mate?
No, he was the bosun. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
the bosun because he had mending. And then you guys got Darren, who's your new bosun, who's basically just like the ship maintenance. That's all a bosun is ship maintenance.
All right, so Venkin is the first mate.
Okay.
Venkin is. You guys want to appoint Venkin up to be the new first mate?
Sure.
Yeah, he's been with the crew the longest.
Oh wait, no, Jim with a G is you guys' first mate though.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jim with a G is you guys' first mate.
We
'Cause
really
he's
need
got
to
the
Me
best.
and Venkin no longer have titles.
You guys are the only 2 without titles. But just, I mean, with the kind of money you guys have, it probably, and the kind of shit you guys are going to get into, it probably won't be long until you have more ships. So your time is, Aruk and Vinkin, your time is coming. So yeah, you guys, You guys now have your new fleet. And Commodore Zezel decides he wants to stock up on some health potions. And so you guys make your way into town. Whoever would like to accompany Zezel on this endeavor. And as you guys make your way into the town, just you guys noticed on your way through to Darren's, you noticed that there was a general store as well as a small like alchemist's kind of shop in between the blacksmith and Darren's. So you guys could go check out the alchemist to see if he's got health potions. As you guys enter into this alchemist's shop, which is simply just has like a little vial, like a sign outside with just a little vial. Inside is a lizard folk, who is kind of dressed in these very strange looking robes, unlike anything you've really ever seen before, that you can only imagine is the style of lizard folk dress. And he says in a very gravelly voice that I'm not going to try to ruin my voice and imitate. And he says, well, hello there. What can I do for you?
We need some health potions. And to see anything cool that you might have in this shop. That's for sale as well. Because you're an alchemist, so, magical items and whatnot.
Health potions, eh? Absolutely. I've got some health potions. And he kind of directs you over to some shelving he has on one wall that he has some different potions on display, and he pulls down a purplish liquid in a small like bulbous bottomed vial, and sets it on the counter. And he says, "This is our standard health potion, and this one is 50 gold each." And then he, which I know sounds ridiculous, but is the actual recommended price per health potion in the D&D manual.
Yeah, health potions are expensive.
Yeah, and then he
Big
pulls
yikes.
down one that is that has that's more of like a dark green, and he says, and this is our greater health potion, and this one is 100 gold per vial.
Okay, I'll take 5 of the greater health potions.
Okay. He says, "Oh well, absolutely," and he gets 5 of them down and places on the counter. And he says, "You said you were looking for some possibly other interesting things." And I'll imagine that you guys, as soon as he sees that you're willing to spend 500 gold in his shop, he's gonna start throwing everything he's got on the shelf at you.
I'd like to ask him if he has any truth serum.
He kind of looks and he kind of ponders. He's like, "No, that's interesting, but that's not something I've messed with. But it's an interesting idea." He
Damn.
says, "No, I do have. I have potions of potions to ward against being poisoned. I have potions. I have curse removal potions. I have water breathing potions. I have potions that'll make you invisible. I have potions that can make you fly."
I don't need invisible.
Yeah.
I can be invisible anytime I want.
I'm somewhat what the people around here would call the world's greatest detective. So truth serum is what I was really looking for.
He says, "No, I've never experimented with any truth serums, but it's definitely an interesting idea. I could do some research into it, but it would take quite some time for me to develop anything from scratch. That is, unless you have some information or maybe some knowledge of such a potion that you might be willing to share."
Well, usually I just use acts of debauchery to get them to spill the truth, but
You can see he's both puzzled, curious, and slightly horrified by that statement.
alas, how much are your curse removal potions?
Those would be 120 gold each, sir.
All right, I'll take 2.
Very well, sir. So he goes under the counter and grabs 2 potions, 2 like very like dark looking potions, almost black.
What about
I'm gonna
liquid
ask
luck?
him.
What about what?
Liquid luck.
Liquid luck. Actually, you may be talking about just a good old luck potion, and he pulls out a potion that's just in a little teeny tiny vial, and it's just this bright green liquid. And he said, "This might give you a bit of luck."
I 100% will buy one.
Okay, yeah, it's 70 gold.
Hell yeah. It's probably going to do nothing since it's so cheap.
No, so actually, what it will do is you can drink it, and you drink the vial, and for 2 turns, you have basically advantage on all attacks and saving throws for 2 turns.
Wow, that's super useful. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Nice. I'm gonna ask him if he knows anybody who can put like protection runes on a ship.
Um.
I also want
Protection runes on a ship. Have you spoken with the dwarven smith down the road? He's the only one
Yeah.
I know that deals in any runes.
I don't think I was with them when they were with the Smith, was I?
No.
Yeah. So no, I
Is
haven't.
that, you should ask about some poison for your daggers.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna ask him about that.
He says, you can kind of get the impression that normally he wouldn't like advertise this kind of stuff, but you guys have already spent so much money with him. He's like, fuck, if I can get some more money out of these guys. He says, absolutely. And he, give me just one moment. And he goes back, and you can hear him kind of fucking around in the back for a little bit. And then he comes back out a few moments later with a vial of this like bright red liquid. And he places it down. He says it's bright red in the vial, but it goes on clear.
How long does it last on the blades?
You have to reapply every couple of days.
How long will this bottle last?
Well, that depends on how much stabbing you do. He kind of chuckles in this like very odd lizardy way.
How many servings is it? I'll ask.
How many servings? He laughs in Illuminati. No. Sorry, lizard
You
people
laugh.
jokes. Anyways, he says, I'd say, he says, let me see your blade.
I'll show him my 2 elven daggers.
He says, you could probably coat each of those 3 or 4 times
Cool.
with this vial. So he says, this is a little bit more expensive. This is a little bit more dangerous. This is 250 gold for this vial.
Done.
And he's like, okay, yeah, absolutely. He was expecting you to haggle. It's like, done, yeah, absolutely, perfect. And takes the gold off of you and passes you the vial.
Out of game, what does that do?
So at a game, basically, it will add 1d6 poison damage to each of your blades while it's coated with it, and if someone's stabbed, they have to do basically a saving throw to resist being in a poisoned condition.
Sweet.
So, all right, yeah. Is there anything else?
I've been spent all my pocket money, so I'm done. No.
And he says, well, he says, if you know anybody else that's looking for potions or anything of that nature, and he passes you a card, and it's just got like a drawing of like his profile, like lizard profile, and then it just says, hold on, what the fuck did I write his name down as? It just says Iggy.
Iggy.
Iggy's
yeah.
Alchemy is what it says. Sorry.
This is getting pinned to the inside of the ship.
Yeah, Iggy's Alchemy. It's just fucking lizard folk.
I have a Rolodex of fucking like different nefarious folks that we meet.
You have a business card, sir.
So yeah,
Iggy Bear's living in the future.
yeah, Iggy is definitely living in the 13th century opposed to the 12th century,
Yeah.
like the rest of everybody.
Captain Zezel, what is the name for the armada?
Do what?
You have to come up with a name for the entire armada.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That way you can make your own business card.
I mean, the Gem Reapers fits pretty well, I'd say.
Yeah.
But isn't that the name of a ship?
Well,
I think
yeah,
crew
it is the name of a ship, but it's also kind of the de facto name of the crew.
Wow.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, Rosie agrees.
Yeah.
So yeah. You guys can if there's anything else you guys would like to do in this town, otherwise you guys are more than welcome to set sail to your next port. If there's
I
anything else
say,
you'd like to explore,
yeah,
or
let's sail. And does the other captain have any idea where that other ship was at?
as you guys make your way back, and as you guys are talking to your Captain Torvius, he says, we unfortunately when we encountered him was out in the middle of the Great Sea, couple of days south of Kathir. It was near this island. There's this small island with a fort on it, off in the distance. That was the last place we saw. Last place we saw him, and we sailed from there to here.
Okay. Sounds
By
like
the
a
way,
place.
yes, the island does sound hella familiar to you guys.
Our island.
Yeah. Yeah, he says it was there's a small archipelago. If it hadn't looked like it looked like an elven military fort, so we didn't approach it. Though we were tempted. But we know that we've heard the rumblings of regime change in Kathir, but we're not sure how friendly they are to pirates.
Okay.
I'll just
Well,
tell him, yeah, we've been there, haven't we? Yeah.
Kathir, yeah, you guys overthrew Kathir.
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
going to go ahead and tell him about all that, and then just tell him about the island.
You show him the letters of marque.
Yeah, just might as well.
Yeah, that Perry stuck into the stone Jim's hand on the front of
Yeah.
it.
If he didn't
So-
respect us already, he does now.
Yeah, you could tell he's like, holy shit! Like you guys have letters of marque from the Emperor of the new Empress of Kathir, and then like he's like, once he realized that was you guys' island and like all this other shit, he's like, you could definitely tell. You get the impression that they feel hella lucky to be part of this crew at this point. They're like, all right, we are with some real motherfuckers now. Like things are looking up for us, boys. Yeah, so you guys can leave the port of Chavy, in the rear view. Where is you guys' next stop? I'm gonna go ahead and hop out to the pins real quick and pull up the map again. So you guys, this place that you guys are at is on the map is Chavandot, but I just said fuck it, called it Chavy. You guys are just outside the Gulf of Lurien. So is your intent to head northward through the Lake of Salt? One of the places that this crew mentioned was the Castle of the Rose, which is just south of where this island, this mythical island that's on your map, is just south of it. you guys can begin to head northward. You guys can go to the Dragon Sword Mountains, like you guys had planned last session, to try to visit Ebenezer. Or you could try to seek out. Oh well, I mean, you guys kind of have to go that way anyways if you want to go to the Pirate Isle to seek out the CRS that Molly told you about, Madam Inanna, I believe.
You guys want to fuck around a little bit more, or you want to get back on track?
I mean, I'm always good with fucking around, but
I'm down to head to the gnomish place, get some wine. That should be a
That's up.
quick. Oh,
Yeah, that's north. That's in the mountains north of the Pirate Isle, up in the Sea of Stars, I believe it is. The
okay.
Sea of
what's at
Stars.
that castle they were talking about?
The Castle of the Rose. He just said it was all he said was a bunch of posh bastards. That was the only real description he gave of the Castle of the Rose. But if you question him further, he will tell you that the Castle of the Rose, from what he understands about it, is basically the stronghold of an order of knights, called Knights of the Rose. And there's small villages around their small little keep. They're not small, but their castle keep that they protect, that are under there's like a few small villages around it that are under their protection, and they're basically just kind of like, think of like a whole society of like lawfully good stupid paladins is essentially what he is, the impression that he's giving you guys.
Doesn't sound like a very fun place.
Yeah, gross.
So I imagine as you guys are kind of all gathered, the captains and the Commodore and the first mates and the party are all gathered in the Commodore's quarters aboard the Chimichanga, um, as you guys kind of just planning, charting your next courses. Um, so there was, to just as a refresher, remind you guys of some of the different tasks and things that you guys were interested in and some of the last sessions. So Ebenezer, going to visit Ebenezer, you guys, the main purpose behind this was to try to see if you could find a way to enchant your ships to fly, so that way you could bypass, because you guys are trying to find a way around not sailing directly past this island, that you guys weren't necessarily wanting to visit just yet or encounter just yet.
Do we know? Because, okay, we just recruited a new ship, but I feel like, we kind of told them, like, hey, as part of joining us, aside from fixing up your ship, we'll help you get revenge. Is there anywhere that benefits both revenge and also one of our main conquests or ideals?
So, as you ask this question, Captain Torvius says, "Well, it's possible, but it would be quite the journey." And he says, "I understand you guys are trying to avoid an island. Would you mind pointing out where?" And as I imagine, you guys point out into the middle of this little offshoot in the southern part of the Sea of Fallen Stars. He says, there is another way into the Sea of Fallen Stars. Near it's near Almraven. Through the Lake of Steam. It's not on these maps. It's not very well known, and it is a
Use the bathroom.
dangerous
I'll be right
way.
back, guys.
Okay. He said it is a dangerous way.
I'm gonna ask him what he knows about that island that we're trying to avoid, and if our suspicions are right, should we be avoiding it?
He says, honestly, I've sailed through this, and he kind of points at this entire area. He's like, I've sailed through here many times, in and out of the Great Sea up into the Sea of Fallen Stars, and I've never once encountered the island you speak of. But that doesn't mean that it's not there. It just means that we've also usually make a stop in a few of these ports, so we kind of tend to hug this western shore. So it's entirely possible that we've just missed it and not been able to see it with our limited capacity. We don't have a nice periscope on our mast the way you do. We have to rely on our old meat eyeballs. But he says, then he begins the detail and points down here to the Lake of Steam near Almraven, back by Callumsport, north of the Shining Sea. And he says if you go north through the Lake of Steam here and follow this this river tributary up past Unkpur, up this narrow river, it gets a little tricky, but in these mountains there's a place where the river widens and deepens as it flows out of this mountain range, and you can actually sail a ship through this massive underground, not necessarily underground, but you could sail a ship beneath the mountain. It's dangerous, and most dare not venture there, but I've never personally sailed it, but this ship has. My father claims that he has sailed through this passage safely. And he says, and he shows you go up through north of the Lake of Steam, if you're looking at the map, through the Cloven Mountains, and it connects you to this small area of water that you can see that trickles out and empties out just southeast of, or hold up, I messed the map up, sorry. Yeah, just southeast of the Pirate Isle there at New Breen. Are you guys tracking what I'm saying here on the map?
Yeah, what do you guys think? I'm down for dangerous. That's usually more fun.
I mean, I'll follow whatever the captain and quartermaster say, but
Oh yeah, let's throw it back at
You are the quartermaster.
Yeah, you're the
or
new
not
quartermaster.
commandant.
Commodore, yes. Commodore?
Yeah, I say fuck it. Let's just go the dangerous route. We got 3 ships, the helicannons. I mean, we got a small army with us now.
I just suggested it because it would bring us more than one goal at a time.
Yeah, and with this, if you guys were to choose this route, it would be a long route because you'd have to backtrack back through the Great Sea, past Kathir, past and then back into some of your guys' old stomping grounds. And you guys could wait. You guys could wait in Callumsport. You guys could wait and lay in wait in Callumsport for this merchant if you guys chose to, or you could just continue north through the Lake of Steam and try to find somewhere else to ambush him if that would be your if that's what you guys want to do.
And then what? The other options going up through to the mysterious island.
Yes, up past the mysterious island. Yes.
I don't know. What does everybody think?
I already told you what I'm down for.
Perry.
Oh shit, I was muted. I've been talking this whole time. I think we should backtrack.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
All right, so you guys weigh anchor and set sail out into the Great Sea. It is noon now. We've been going for 2 hours. Eric, I know that you got to get some sleep before too long. It's getting kind of late over there. How much longer do you guys want to play? I know it's 8 p.m. there. Right?
Okay.
Eric?
Eric,
Damn, he's already asleep.
Might be. I'm passed out on me. Eric, can you
does
hear
it.
us?
Snooze
Might be
mode.
hearing.
Yeah, I mean, 12-hour shifts in the Dust Bowl will do that shit to you.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yup.
But yeah. So unless Eric comes back in here in the next few minutes, we can just call it with you guys sailing over the next couple of weeks back through some of your guys' old stomping grounds, and that'll give you guys some time. So next weekend, real quick, next weekend is Easter, and I know we've got something going on at apparently, I guess, like noon at Mama's. There's supposed to be like the get together, so
Yeah.
maybe we can try to play Saturday morning if you guys would be available.
Works for me.
I should be available.
Okay, if that changes at any point this week, drop it in the chat and tag everybody, Max. But for now, I guess we could tentatively plan to try to play next Saturday. If we can't end up getting a session in next weekend, then we'll just go to the following weekend after the one shot.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask, do we need to set up for the one
I'm back.
shot?
Oh, Eric's back.
Erickson.
Eric's back. Hey, how much longer do you feel comfortable playing, Eric? Do you guys want? We were just gonna kind of thinking about calling it a little bit if need be.
Okay. I
'Cause
mean,
it's already noon.
yeah. I mean, if we need to, we can play for a little bit longer. I don't really care.
Okay. Well, I'll fill you in real quick. The party got some new information. I don't know if you heard from Captain Torvius about another way into the Shining Sea, but it will require backtracking back to Callum's Port in order to do so. So the party has decided that they want to backtrack through the Great Sea back into the Shining Sea to Callum's Port, where you met the party, Eric. And then take a secret and dangerous path beneath a mountain, a massive river that travels beneath a mountain to make your way up into the Sea of Fallen Stars.
Okay. Are we
Into the
are we
interior
going
of the
to?
continent.
Okay. Are we going to track down the merchants that fucked his crew up?
So you guys have the option of ambushing them in Callum's Port if necessary.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down for it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and then we'll just call it here then, so that way that gives you guys time over the next week. Like, by the way, Eric,